What's good, people, traders, and dedicated gold chasers? Welcome back to another video on the Modern Day Trader with your boy Marcy. I think we're on week number 13, guys, and this is our preparation for the 100k challenge. This is us trading and leading up to and preparing for the 100k challenge and taking the 100k challenge. So without further ado, let's jump straight into what you guys can see on the screen right now, which is my journal, right? So far for the year, we've taken 78 trades with a 55.13% win and break-even rate and a total R of 8. This week, I do want to mention that this week was proper shit, and largely due to my discipline, not following a plan, or not following a plan, but not taking trades according to my plan 100%. So let me just filter for the month and show you guys what I'm looking like for the month. So what you guys can see is that for the month of June 2024, I've taken 13 trades with a 61.54% win and break even rate and a total of 4R. This 4R largely came due to the first week in the month, and what you can see after that is that we've hit the ceiling at like 6R, and then we went into a low consolidation, and now what you can see is that there's a break of that consolidation to the downside on my equity curve. But I think this 2-3 trades that I've taken that led me to lose was largely to me not following my plan. And in hindsight, when I think about it, I think it's a lot of fatigue. It has to do with a lot of me not really focusing on the charts and me not like zoning in and just honing in on what is actually in front of me, just wanting to take a trade because it's been slow conditions and slow market conditions over the past 2 weeks. Last week, I don't know if you guys have checked out the previous weekly review, but last week I only took 3 trades. This week I took a total of 3 trades too, so it was a very slow week, and I think it just got me in a place where I really wanted to trade. And as I'm going through backtesting again, and as I'm just starting to like reaffirm the fact that you don't need busy weeks every week. All you need is one busy week in the month. As I reaffirm in that, it's like the market conditions in the current live market conditions are pushing, it's just putting it on me, like take this, like just to give me like extra reaffirmation, or if that's a word, I don't know, fuck. But anyway, jumping into this week, let's jump straight into this week. What you guys can see, it started off brilliantly with a 1R, and I think this was on Monday the 17th. I stand under correction, I'm not too sure what day this was, but it was a clean trade. We had a higher time frame point of interest or double top area in the market. We came into that area, we then shifted 1 minute structure, creating a new, as you guys can see, creating a new lower high, pulling back. This was still my area in the market. That was my previous high or lower high after this lower low was created. So once that was created, I placed my stops above there, and because it's not a breakout and it's not necessarily a prime setup, was one of my setups but not the prime setup, I went for 1-to-1, and as you guys can see, in 2 minutes my TP was hit, and that was such a clean trade. Now the 2 mistakes that I made this week was with trade number 2 and trade number 3. If I just open trade number 2, this is on the same day, a couple hours later, a couple hours later at 9:50, we came into that same point of interest, like basically the point of interest that my initial trade created. We came into that point of interest, breaking structure, and then I anticipated that price action was going to go down. Now, if you guys were to go back on the 18th or on the 17th, and you go to the 15-minute in and around London session, it was Monday, so we go to around London session, what you guys will see is that we created these areas here in the market. This was my first trade, I believe, and my second trade came back into this area. Now it's debatable that we didn't actually really break structure. It depends on where you're going to draw structure. Now if I really take a look at where structure was last made, you'll see that this was a low, and then price action didn't really break below those lows. If you do say price action broke below those lows, then in reality what you can see is that price action actually broke above structure right there, and then we pushed to the downside, and now you're in a place where you need price action to react out of this, and price action did react out of it. But it's really, you really only want to trade a double top in one session. You don't want to take two double tops in one session, and the reasoning behind that is that more likely than not, if it's coming back into your double top area, there's a high chance that we're now going to break structure on the 15-minute if we didn't necessarily make new lower lows or new higher highs in an uptrend. And so that's my main reason with this particular trade that it lost, is because I wasn't supposed to take a second double top. But this is a lesson that I didn't really know until now, and I will incorporate this in my plan when I do get to 80 trades and I can make the change. Now jumping into the third trade, this trade I got so pissed at when I was doing my ASR and I was going over the markets and I was just recapping where I could potentially enter and what I could have potentially done. Now if we take a look at what time this was around 2 o'clock on the 19th. So if we go to the 19th and you go to 2 o'clock right here on the 15-minute, right, so I can clearly see that my level in the market, my 15-minute level for breakouts was this area here, and we had the breakout, and initially my buy stop was above this area, right? I think it was 201.100 without even looking at my journal. 201.100, perfect, because that's where 1 minute structure would have been. So we got the break above, we didn't get the trigger in here. Now my plan says that if price action closes, if we're looking for buys, like in this example, if we're looking for buys and if price action closes above a particular area in the market, like this 15-minute level, and we close without a wick to the upside, or if we're looking for sells and we close without a wick to the downside, what I then need to do is I need to see the next candle first push down, create a wick before it can then push up. Now this candle I'll show you on the 1 minute. So the candle closed in and around these areas here. What you can see is that the next candle, so the candle closed with no wick, this candle right here, no wick at all, and then the next candle just pushed up, triggered me in, and that is against my plan. So everything fit. Higher time frame directional bias was there. The 15-minute the 15-minute setup was there too. My entry confirmation wasn't there, and therefore I had to delete this stop because price action didn't pull down first. Now if I waited for price action to create the wick to the downside first, then I wouldn't have gotten in, or I wouldn't have gotten triggered into this trade at all, thus taking away a loss and then ending the week up basically either break even or 1% if you remove the other loss that I'm not supposed to take. Other loss had a lesson that we learned. This one was completely against my plan, thus putting me into a negative 1% for the week. So you guys can see negative 1% for the week. I don't intend on making these silly mistakes anymore. I think a very big change that I'm trying to make to my trading is adding more critical thinking. And a lot of people, I'd like to say my system in and of itself is very mechanical and it's very like to a T in terms of what you need to trade. But what I know is that there is a lot with trading that is critical thinking and decision making. You still need to decide whether you're going to place your buy stop or sell stop, or whether you're going to execute manually. You need to have the confidence in order to do that. And I think I really want to introduce more critical thinking in the sense that, do you need this trade? Like, is this a trade that you really want to take? Will there be a better trade after this? Like, yes, it meets all of your rules, but like, will there be a better trade after this? And more likely than not, there will probably be a better trade. It's just about being patient and being disciplined and only taking the trades that fit your plan. And when you guys do that, and when I do that, I feel like my trading will take a step a step to the upside, and I think I will get better over time. And so that's what I really want to start to introduce into my trading. Like, is this a clean setup from a higher time frame perspective? Are we in a higher time frame level? Do I need to trade out of this level? Yes or no? Now, yes, like, you're not necessarily like letting the numbers play out in your favor if you're not going to take every single trade. But I think bringing that discretion into the market and bringing that critical thinking into the market allows you to handle and manage your emotions more efficiently and take better trades too. Now, I'm not saying that all the better trades, when you're asking yourself these critical thinking questions, that every one of them is going to play out, but you'll find that more likely than not, when you do ask yourself those questions, you're probably going to stay out of losses, and you are going to win a bit more when you do take trades. And if the opposite happens, then maybe you need to just ask yourself, where am I trading? You need to do a bit more of advanced self review. You need to review the markets a bit more and check your strategy to see exactly what and where you can make certain changes. So guys, from your boy Marcelino at the Modern Day Trader, I hope you have a wonderful, profitable week, and I hope that you guys don't forget that your unmatched perspicacity coupled with your sheer indefatigability makes you a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor. So from your boy Marcy, peace out.